I'm a retail WoW YouTuber, and I have a confession to make. I was wrong about Classic WoW, especially hardcore. I am no stranger to Classic WoW. I was there the day the Strength of Men failed. The day WoW was released. Yep, release day WoW player here, and I've played every expansion and raided every tier except a short break during Hellfire Citadel. This old school stuff is not foreign to me, but every time someone brings up Classic WoW to me, it's always been an instant no thank you. Been there, done that, too grindy, boring rotation, loads of unviable specs, brain dead boss mechanics. Look, Classic is far from perfect, but that's not what this video is about. It's also not just to bash retail WoW and Dragonflight. I think Dragonflight has actually been a pretty good expansion, and overall I'm happy with it. Nope, in this video I want to talk about everything Classic WoW gets right, especially in hardcore mode, and to appreciate some of the great things we've lost on the way to Dragonflight and beyond, and why I've been having an absolute blast playing Classic Hardcore WoW right now. So for a mostly M+ healer like me, Dragonflight is not in a great place at the moment, and if not for that, I'm probably not even making this video because I'd just be grinding away at keys. But because I was pretty burnt out with Dragonflight Season 2, I thought, what the hell, I'll give this hardcore thing a try. And since then, I've leveled a hunter, died, and now working on a paladin. But the first big thing I've noticed on my time on Hardcore Classic is that we've lost the sense of accomplishment that comes with the journey rather than just the destination. So after installing Hardcore WoW, I made my Dwarf Hunter, Thick Draw, and got ready to grind away. By the time I had hit about level 6, I was noticing I already needed to be exceedingly careful with what I decided to pull and where I wanted to fight it. With about 2 silver to my name, I had to be really thoughtful about how I spent my money. What skills could I skip training and still get by? What professions did I want to work on? Could I afford that 6-slot bag? The meager amount of money I was scraping by with forced me to try and squeeze the most out of it to survive, and even though it was already kind of slow and grindy, as I scraped by killing boars and bears in the snow, and then using the food I cooked and the bandages I crafted to heal myself up before pulls, I felt like I was actually accomplishing something. I actually felt like a poorly geared dwarf barely getting by out in the snowy wilderness of Dun Moreau. I wasn't just steamrolling content to get to the real game. This is the game. And I was getting more of a sense of accomplishment from leveling from 6 to 7 without dying, as my Death Notes add-on spammed me with all the players no longer with us, than I was timing 20 plus keys on live. With every level I gained and piece of gear I equipped, every new skill I learned, I felt like I could really feel my character getting stronger. I wasn't running details or anything giving me numbers to show me this, it was just apparent from the gameplay. I was literally getting more of a sense of accomplishment from the green items I was getting as quest rewards than the steady stream of purples I'd be vendoring after a session of Mythic Plus dungeons as I sat back and waited to open my vault on Tuesday morning. And even after my poor hunter met his demise, breaking the first rule of hardcore WoW and dying from being careless in a cave, I was so hooked on the game that I immediately made a new tune and started working on him. I do think a lot of the sense of accomplishment comes from the actual difficulty of the game, especially when you're hyper-focused on not dying. While killing individual mobs is not exactly hard, I do need to be really careful and think about how I want to use my food and bandages and escapes, as well as where I want to go quest to keep the XP coming in. Along with the difficulty also comes like a sense of wonder I hadn't experienced in this game for a really long time. What was over that hill past the snow leopards and bears? What was deeper in the cave where the trolls were higher level? On retail, I'd hop on my flying mount, just bypass everything and barge right in to see it. Nothing in the way to stop me, not to mention the mobs would just be scaled to my level, so there wouldn't be any danger in me doing that, even if I grabbed more mobs than I should or would be able to handle. I haven't really had to care about anything in the open world of WoW in literal years. I even level most of my characters through time walking dungeons or just instant random dungeon queues anyway, so there's no reason for me to care about this at all in retail WoW. All my needs are pretty much met instantly with essentially no difficulty at all until the highest levels of the game with raids and M+. Everything prior to that is just a formality. One example of this is when I decided my human paladin needed to trip to Darkshore to unlock a whole new quest area in the late teen levels. I know there's a skip to get from Dun Moreau to the wetlands so I could just take the boat to Darkshore, but not feeling too confident about the skip, I decided to just take the long straightforward route and run myself to Menethil Harbor. I I made it, not without needing a bubble and a health pot along the way, but friends, let me tell you that my heart was pounding as I was running away from those level 23 crocolisks. I don't think an experience like that really exists in retail WoW at the moment, certainly not at anything below max level, which makes me wonder if we've kind of quality of lifed ourselves to death over the years. By removing pretty much all grindy aspects of the game except for raid prog and Mythic Plus progression, from a PvE standpoint anyway, it feels like nothing in retail means anything outside of what you've accomplished in those two areas. No, things like weapon skills and class trainers, very long path to max level, no mounts until 40, they're not exactly fun as standalone parts of the gameplay, but together they give you a sense that your character is getting stronger and stronger as you progress through the game. It makes you feel like you've done something as you're leveling up. I almost hate to even bring it up, but even not being able to fly kinda has its appeal. Again, that sense of wonder and not knowing the entire layout of a zone, how to get to different areas, how to traverse dangerous areas. Heck, even when I'm on a flight path, I get to see areas of the zones that are otherwise inaccessible. It just makes the game seem so much bigger. Before you scroll down to the comments, I'm not advocating for removing flight from retail WoW. I'm just saying that I understand the appeal of not simply having unlimited access to all parts of the world. How much of this has to do with hardcore specifically? I'd say probably quite a bit. The idea in the back of your mind that you could die and permanently lose your character adds a sense of danger to otherwise monotonous tasks, like grinding away at some of the quests that have just an atrocious drop rate and take an obnoxiously long time to complete. Definitely makes you feel the risk of pulling multiple mobs or risking it all against elites or tough named mobs. The hardcore experience honestly makes even the lower levels of Classic pretty interesting, and I'm glad Blizzard decided to officially adopt this idea. I don't really know what Dragonflight or future expansions could do to recapture some of the things that made Classic great, and I'm not even sure if we really want them to try. Two games might just be best enjoyed as separate entities. You can get your gritty, grindy fix from WoW Classic and your infinitely scaling endgame and complex class design from retail. So yes, I was wrong. There is a purpose behind the grindiness that is Classic WoW, and the hardcore experience only highlights what made the game so great. I will not doubt Classic WoW again. So does this mean I'm done with retail WoW? Definitely not. I still do love the endgame experience. I love doing Mythic Plus keys, and I still think the raid experience is very strong. But hardcore Classic WoW has helped me appreciate what we've lost over the years, and made me really happy that we have a chance to enjoy both versions of the game. With Season 3 of Dragonflight likely still an excruciating couple of months away, I definitely plan on sinking my teeth into some Classic, hopefully hitting 60 on the hardcore servers, and maybe even revisiting some of the vanilla endgame after almost 2 decades. So what do you guys think? Have you tried out Classic Hardcore WoW? Are you a fan? Are you enjoying it? Are you planning on playing it for any extended amount of time? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and check out my stream right here on YouTube, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 9 p.m. Pacific, playing a lot of Classic right now, doing a lot of keys down the line. Have a great community of players and a lot of fun there. Hope you check it out sometime.